You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
And it's time now for the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. How you doing, Dan?
Not too shabby. Got through the deep freeze. Now we're looking at another Monday. Woke up again this morning. The greatest country ever in the history of countries.
Yeah, that's a good place to wake up, isn't it?
Let's do this all again. A couple big things in history. You know, minimum wage is always being debated, always argued about, and that's always like been a thing. But did you know it was this day in 1913, the very first U.S. minimum wage law took effect in Oregon?
Really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
And it declared, listen to this breakout now, it declared a 50-hour work week.
Oh, wow, 50.
With, 9-hour days, 45-minute lunch breaks, and you had to guarantee $8.64 per week.
Oh.
Whoa.
That broke down to about 17 cents per hour.
Back in the good old days.
Back in 1913. But back in 1913, that'd buy a house and a car, and you could have 27 kids.
You could buy a car and still have 10 cents left over.
Yeah, and another weird news, it was 1897, the very first National Organization of Mothers got together and formed their organization. We know it these days as, well, the PTA, basically, Parent-Teacher Association.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, 1897. Mom's been telling people where to get off in schools for a long time.
Any bread facts for us today? Or
there is, John. And I'm just going to throw this out there because bread's a big deal, obviously.
I was just waiting for it.
What do people feed ducks like in the parking lot? This is like bread, right?
Right. Yeah.
Turns out that bread is not good for ducks, and in some cases, it can kill them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so if you're bread chucking to ducks, just knock it off, you loser.
They love it, though. They love it so much.
I know they love it.
Just like we love everything that kills us, too.
Yeah, we love bread, too. Yeah. It's not good for us either.
That's why humans have rehab.
So I got a feeling we could have a Ranger Dan Duck Rehab Center one of these days.
Yeah, there's some bread news for you, Brother John.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Dan. Coming up, we've got Ranger Dan's Critter Corner. That's on the way on the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
When was the last time you got a new credit card? If you have a card that's been in your purse or wallet for a long time, you should check and see if you're getting the best rates. You may find a better credit card that will give you the points you want or cashback options you don't get right now. At bettercreditcards.com, you see all the major credit card companies and their best offers. Let them compete to earn your business. And if the one you have right now is better, keep it. Find a card that's a better fit for you at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
And it's time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Well, hey, highfalutin, let me a little sip here, a little medicine. Oh, so good. Oh, I gotta tell you what. Hey there, Heidi.
Hey.
Have you been working out again?
Yes, I have.
Boy, I gotta tell you, I'd like to roll you into a little ball, stuff you in a cannon, and fire you right into my chest. Hello, John.
Hi, Ranger Dan.
This is going to lead into something that old Ranger Dan normally doesn't do. We have a whole lot of fun with critter knowledge and whatnot, and, we just keep things rolling on kind of a highfalutin level here, but we're going to get a little serious here this morning, and we're going to start out with a little critter knowledge, and we're going to take it from there. I want to talk about bats for just a moment here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Bats, there are literally about 12 to 1,500 different kind of bat species in the world, but a single bat, as far as we know, a domestic North American bat, did you know a bat can eat more than 600 bugs in a single hour?
No kidding.
Oh.
Yep, that's like a person eating about 20 pizzas a night.
Holy cow.
Jeez, that's impressive.
Yeah, bats can be awfully good at eating them bugaboos and everything else, but here's the reverse part of that. As far as eating bats, that turns out to be a pretty darn bad idea. It's been all over the news. They call it the coronavirus coming out of China.
Oh yeah,
and they actually linked that to apparently people was cooking some bats and things kind of went south from there.
Oh no,
really?
When you think about it, who in the world going to be eating bats? Well, when you're living basically under an iron-fisted, godless communist regime, you got to pretty much do whatever you got to do just to survive, just to skate by.
Wow.
So at this point, there's literally millions of people quarantined over in China. There's tens of thousands of people been infected with this darn thing, and boy, it is something else. It's global at this point. Boy, Ranger Dan's old enough. I remember way back where all China ever sent out was cheap toys covered in lead-based paint and overpriced sneakers cobbled together by exploited 11-year-olds tethered to an assembly line for 16 hours a day. And from what I've been able to put together, apparently you can kind of dodge this vicious little thing from the pictures I've seen by wearing some kind of little surgical breathing mask there.
Oh,
and,
nice.
That's what a whole lot of people were doing. So
I thought they were all just doing some sheetrock work.
Well, I head up my research and development team, and Ranger Dan Enterprise pitches in where they can, and I just want to put the general public on notice here. You'll be able to pick up your official Ranger Dan Kung Flu Avoidance Kit. Now the kit comes complete with the Ranger Dan handkerchief, a roll of Ranger Dan Scotch tape, and 12-ounce can of Ranger Dan disinfected. That's guaranteed to kill 99.9% of airborne bacteria and virus, except no substitutes or imitators on this. You can tell it's Ranger Dan merchandise, of course, by looking for the Ranger Dan label. It's carefully glued over what appears to be a Lysol logo. You can get this entire kit for just $29.95. Of course, it's available on Amazon Prime. You can also pick it up Northview Bait and Tackle on North Kiwanis Avenue, Log Cabin Bar on Burnside, and at all Sioux Falls all-day supermarkets. Ranger Dan Kung Flu Avoidance Kit, limited time only. Get it while you can. We don't know how these things are going to turn out, but I'll sure keep you posted. Hey, little Radio Rangers. That's going to be it for today. This is Ranger Dan. I'm telling you to stay in school, go to church, say your prayers, eat your vegetables, don't be playing soccer, don't let me get you wearing Crocs. Ranger Dan out? Yeah, yes, sir.
Again, Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
If you struggle to drink without drinking too much, there is help. There are programs designed to help take alcohol out of your life for good at timeforrehab.com. Don't let a drinking problem spill over into other areas of your life. Get help to quit drinking and start living the life you truly deserve at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
And it's time right now for Watercooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. Mr. Dan Farris back in the studio. You got a pretty good stack of news there, Dan. What do we have going on?
I do. This boy kind of came out of left field. I don't know how long they've known this, but the Washington Pavilion.
Oh yeah,
it's going to need a little minor upgrade apparently.
Yeah, $1 million.
To the tune of about $7 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow!
I'm just laughing because I was here at the beginning when this thing was it was really controversial, and we're going back almost 25 years when the thing fired up. Got voted on, about 22 years ago, or the pavilion opened about 22 years ago. Anyway, the skinny was this. It was, we're either going to do this whole pavilion concept thing, or we're going to tear it down and have parking.
Yeah.
I voted parking.
Okay.
I literally did, because I've been through this kind of thing growing up in the Twin Cities and just watching this stuff all the time. It's like, is it going to make money? No. Taxpayers going to be on the hook? Yes. Well, then do something else. It's like, I mean, the place is cool. Over the years I've been there, well, honestly, 7 times, because I did the math in my head today. I have actually been to the pavilion 7 times, and honestly, one of those times was to use the restroom. You just walk in there and wander around, man. It's like whatever. So, yeah, it has to do with all that really fancy stuff up on the roof and around the roof, and it's very picturesque. And the price tag is pretty nuts.
Could they remove those little pillar things and just like put some gutters up or something?
Well, that's the idea. Apparently, what they're going to do is match the look that's there now, but they're going to replace it with fiberglass.
Okay.
See what we're saying here? City Council was briefed last Tuesday at an informational meeting, and the council is now being asked to approve about $355,000 to just fire up the redesign work for that.
So it costs that much just for the plans?
Well, yeah, John. This is Sioux Falls. We'll have to bring in out-of-state consultants. There'll be design teams. There'll be PR people. It's crazy.
We got to get in on this.
To be staffed. Yeah, and you know what? I may be wrong here. I may be wrong, but last time I looked, keep in mind, the pavilion lost money for years and years and years and years and years. Now, sometimes it's in the black, whatever. It's a cool place. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool place. But if you got something that's just a money pit, you really need to rethink it.
Right.
And the last time I looked, Sioux Falls taxpayers were still subsidizing that to about, I want to say, $1.2 million a year.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
That's still being, and to me, if it's, you know what, if it's still subsidized, do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do something. Open a casino in there. Do something.
Washington Pavilion and Casino.
Why not? Make some do-re-mi. So we'll keep you posted on that. I just thought that was absolutely fascinating. But that $7 million, again, that's taxpayer dollars, man, because the city owns that thing. Yeah. They don't run it, but they own it.
That's crazy. Well, coming up, we've got the Maverick Recruiting Top Gun of the Week. That is on the way. Woo-hoo. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Do you have a lucky shirt? FunkyMonkeyShirts.com has several lucky shirts to wear next month for St. Patrick's Day. Or if it's a really lucky shirt, you can wear it every day. Green shirts, 4-leaf clovers, Irish sayings, and more. Don't wait. If you order your lucky shirt right now, it can be here in time to wear for St. Patrick's Day. Find t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and more at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
It's time right now for the Maverick Recruiting Top Gun of the Week. Brought to you by Maverick Recruiting. And this is the thing where each week, usually we hand the microphone over to Heidi. And then Heidi tells us who she thinks should be the Top Gun of the Week. But I asked for permission to let me actually pick a Top Gun. And in the spirit of last week being Valentine's Day, my wife said yes.
Yes.
So, aww. I know, isn't that nice? It's really nice. Aww. So, our Top Gun of the Week today, I don't have to ask anybody who it is because I'm the one. I'm the one that knows. And I'm going to tell you guys, our Top Gun of the Week today is Michelle Harstead from Maple Street Cafe. And there are probably some people going, Maple, what? No, what now?
What?
It's like the best kept secret in Sioux Falls. It's inside the Ram Coda. It's a restaurant. I've taken Dan there before. You and I went there on what were we having? What was the food that day? Was it flank steak or it was?
It was flank steak. It was awesome, and man, I actually did meet Michelle that day. She's the best.
And I just got to say, every time I go there, she goes above and beyond. And it's not. At first, I thought, it's because she knows me. You know, she's nice to me because she knows me. And then I had a table up close to where she was at. And she's nice to everybody, you know. And first of all, a lot of the people know and love her because they go there a lot. But there's also people who are just staying at the hotel, you know, coming through town. And she goes above and beyond for them as well. And I was like, you know what? I think she deserves our Top Gun of the Week.
Agreed.
So
good call, John.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to look. They send me an email every Monday, so I'm going to have to scoop through my email and see what they're having for lunch, and then I'll let you know what day we're going to deliver this. Because if they're having like flank steak or something or beef brisket, that's the day we'll be delivering this, right? So I want to also say a huge thank you to John at Maverick Recruiting. For the good folks at Maverick Recruiting, what they do is they connect awesome people like Michelle with awesome employers that are looking for people. And if you are an awesome person who goes above and beyond and you're a Top Gun at heart, you should reach out to Maverick Recruiting and see if you can find an amazing job somewhere. And the good news is it doesn't cost you anything. If you're looking for a job and you want to fly high with the top guns, reach out to Maverick Recruiting. Doesn't cost you anything at all for them to help you find a better job. And if they don't find you a better job, keep the one you have. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. And if you're an employer looking for amazing people, there is a fee for you. But think about what it's worth to get an awesome person on your team. It is worth everything to have a good team. And John at MaverickRecruiting.com can help out. So reach out today. Again, MaverickRecruiting.com.
Student loan debt is out of control for many people. Are you one of them? The average graduate walks away with anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 in student loans. Believe it or not, 2% even manage to owe over $100,000 by the time they graduate. If you have several different student loans, let us consolidate them into one loan and one payment at singlestudentloan.com. If you have only one student loan, we may be able to offer you a better rate to help you get that loan paid off sooner at singlestudentloan.com. That's singlestudentloan.com.
And it's time right now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Let's light this celebrity rocket. His celebrities, fabulous. And the story just keeps rolling. It was 2-3 weeks ago, I mentioned that Pamela Anderson had married John Peters. Mm-hmm. Okay, then it was fifth marriage for both of them, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And I, being kind of snarky, and I admit it, I gave the marriage 9 months.
You were
which was very optimistic.
And it lasted 12 days. And then about a week or so ago, John Peters comes out and says, yeah, well, Pamela proposed to me with a text message, and I accepted, but turns out she only wanted me to pay off her debts, which were $200,000, which I did. And then I mentioned when I was doing that story, I'm going, wait a minute, Pamela has a net worth about $12 million.
Right.
Why would she come crawling to you, John, to pay off $200,000? It just didn't make any sense. Anyway, Pamela has clapped back.
Oh.
In a tweet.
Uh-oh.
The 52-year-old blonde bombshell wrote, and it's kind of in poetic form, and this is a direct quote here. It's hard to know what to do when people start spreading lies in the press. The damage is done. I hope people understand where it's coming from. I don't want to have to defend myself. It only draws more attention. Feeding the problem. #ego.
Okay.
So there you go. Yeah, and then Peter's all over the news again going, I bought her a whole new wardrobe and I blah, 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 blah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just know that, I've known Pamela a long time. And
yeah. It's not the Pamela is it?
And we talked. No, it was just like 2 nights ago. We tore through like 4 pints of Haagen-Dazs sitting on my couch.
What's her favorite flavor, anyway?
Yeah, it's laced with a little hooch, John.
This is how rumors get started.
So I do my part. So
#ego.
So hey, John Peters, you got a problem? Why don't you give moi a call?
There you go.
We'll settle this. All right, that's all the celebrity stuff I got. And really, who needs anything more?
Exactly. That was plenty. Well, Dan, thank you very much for coming in, man.
Hey, my pleasure, always.
Again, Dan Farris with the Celebrity Beat right there, and you can catch him each morning on this little program that we like to call the John And Heidi Show Bonus Hour with Dan Farris.